Have you ever thought about how a tiny bird can sit on a power line carrying thousands of volts and not get electrocuted? If a human touched that same wire, it could be deadly in seconds. So why does the bird fly away like nothing happened? Most people think it's because the bird isn't touching the ground. That sounds right, but it's only half the story. Because every year, thousands of birds are electrocuted on power lines. So what keeps one bird perfectly safe while another dies on the exact same wire? To answer that, we first need to understand one of the biggest misconceptions about electricity. Most people imagine electricity like water constantly trying to reach the ground. But that's not really how it works. Electricity doesn't have a destination. It doesn't want to go to the earth. What it needs is a complete path between 2 points with different electrical potentials. Think of it like a highway. Cars don't suddenly drive into a parking lot just because it's next to the road. They stay on the highway because that's the path built for them. Unless there's an exit leading somewhere else, they simply keep moving forward. Electricity behaves in a very similar way. Power lines are designed to be that highway. They're made from materials like aluminum or copper, which allow electric current to flow extremely easily. As long as nothing creates a better route, the electricity keeps racing through the wire. Now imagine a bird landing on that wire. Its left foot grabs the cable, then its right foot grabs the same cable. It looks dangerous. After all, both feet are touching a wire carrying thousands of volts. But here's the important detail. Both feet are touching the exact same wire. That means they're almost at the same electrical potential. There's practically no voltage difference between one foot and the other. And without a voltage difference, there's nothing pushing current through the bird's body. Instead, the electricity simply continues along the wire because it's still the easiest path available. The bird never becomes part of the journey. That's why you can sometimes see dozens of birds sitting on the same power line without a problem. They're all touching the same conductor. None of them are giving electricity a new place to go. But what if something changes? Imagine the bird stretches one of its wings just a little too far. Instead of touching only one wire, it accidentally touches another wire nearby. Or maybe one wing brushes against a grounded metal pole while its feet remain on the energized cable. In an instant, everything changes. The bird is no longer touching just one electrical point. It's now connecting two different electrical potentials. And that's exactly what electricity has been waiting for. Current suddenly has a complete path. Instead of staying inside the wire, it flows through the bird's body to reach the other wire, or the ground. The result is often fatal. This is why large birds like eagles, hawks, vultures, and owls are much more likely to be electrocuted than small birds. Their wingspans are wide enough to accidentally bridge two wires or a wire and a grounded structure. The bigger the bird, the bigger the risk. Power companies know this happens, which is why many power poles are fitted with insulated covers, bird guards, and wider spacing between wires to help prevent these accidents. So no, birds aren't immune to electricity. They're simply avoiding becoming part of the circuit. But that leads to another question. If touching one wire is usually safe, why can a human be electrocuted by touching what looks like just one wire? The answer is simpler than you think. And once you understand it, you'll never look at power lines the same way again. At this point, the mystery seems solved. A bird survives because it touches only one wire. So why can't a human do the same? The answer is that humans almost never touch only the wire. Imagine you're standing on the ground and reach up to grab a live power line. Even if it feels like you're touching just one wire, your feet are still connected to the earth. That means your body is now linking two different electrical potentials, the power line above and the ground below. You've just created a new path, and electricity immediately takes it. Think of it like a river. As long as the river has one clear channel, the water keeps flowing in that direction. But dig a second channel beside it, and some of the water instantly changes course. Electricity behaves the same way. The wire is its original path. Your body becomes a second path. Some of the current now flows through you on its way to the ground. That's what causes an electric shock. This also explains one of the most unbelievable jobs in the world. Some electricians repair live power lines carrying hundreds of thousands of volts. From the ground, it looks impossible. How can anyone safely touch a wire that powerful? The trick isn't special gloves or superhuman resistance. Before touching the wire, the helicopter carrying the worker is brought to the same electrical potential as the power line. Once they're at the same voltage, there's almost no voltage difference across the worker's body. No voltage difference means there's no reason for current to flow through them. They're using the exact same principle that keeps a bird alive. The same idea also explains why squirrels are often seen running across power lines without getting electrocuted. Like birds, they usually touch only one wire at a time. As long as they don't reach another wire or a grounded object, they never become part of the circuit. Of course, accidents still happen. Every year, birds and squirrels are electrocuted after accidentally touching two wires at once, or a wire and a grounded pole. That's why utility companies install bird guards, insulated covers, and larger gaps between wires, to protect both wildlife and the electrical system itself. So after all this, what's the real answer? It's not because birds have insulating feathers. It's not because they're lightweight. And it's definitely not because they're immune to electricity. The real reason is surprisingly simple. Imagine a train traveling down a railroad track. As long as the track continues straight ahead, the train has no reason to leave it. But build another track that connects somewhere else, and now the train has another route to follow. Electricity works almost the same way. The power line is the track. A bird sitting on that wire doesn't create another route, so the current simply stays where it already is. But the moment something connects the wire to another wire or to the ground, a new route appears. And that's when electricity changes direction. So the next time you see birds peacefully lined up on a power line, remember this. They aren't surviving because electricity is avoiding them. They're surviving because, as far as electricity is concerned, the wire is already the perfect road, and the bird never gives it a reason to take a detour.